I've decided to pivot all of my content into luxury and designer body lotion reviews. Today's first episode, we're going to be talking about my favorite high-end lotion, Our Moment by One Direction. They should have never given me access to TJ Maxx. I've never done anything good with that responsibility. I don't really think this is going to be anyone's first video of mine, but if you're new here, hi, my name is Nisa Nisipisa, and I just hit 100,000 subscribers, which, let's just sit with that for a second. Me. If you've recently become one of my subscribers and have been part of the last final push to 100,000, what took you so long? What were you busy doing? I'm kidding. Welcome. Thank you for forcing YouTube to pay me even more money. I'm gonna be using the Kaleidos and Angelica nyqvist Club Nebula palette. This I got in PR. I'm hesitating because I know how it sounds when I endlessly go on about stuff I got in PR. But Kaleidos do be making my favorite eyeshadow formula. Kaleidos' eyeshadow formula is something they should be very defensive over, because if I were another brand, I would be trying to steal it. I'm so jazzed that we hit 100,000 subscribers. It's something that I used to not think would mean anything to me, mostly because I straight up didn't think it would ever happen. I made a joke when I hit 10,000 subscribers. I made a little video in which I made myself a 10,000 subscriber play button. This would have been March 2019. I was like, I'm never gonna hit 100,000 subscribers. And in true me fashion, I was wrong about that. It really does warm my freaking heart that people like what I do and find comfort in what I do. I want to make a little video just commemorating it, but I want to wait until I get my play button, and that could take a couple of weeks. We're just talking about it right now, and I won't go into super detail about my emotions or any Pisces bullshit like that, but I do just want to acknowledge that it is a thing that happened, and more so than that, it is a thing that I am thrilled about. It totally does mean a lot to me. I'm on this new thing where I'm sincere and honest about my feelings, and it's great. It is very fun to care about stuff and have stuff mean something to you. I'm really proud of us and me. Okay, you're literally talking about your emotions right now. But go off, queen. And I wish that I didn't spend so much time doubting myself. That's a really cool thing that happened. I'm really excited about it. I'm gonna be really annoying about it for as long as you'll allow me to be. I just went in with the, I almost said scent just now, perfume review channel pivot incoming. The shade Samus. In addition to being an eyeshadow color, that is also who I main in Smash. I guess I'm gonna keep things kind of focused in this corner of the palette because I do want to do a little bit of a Valentine's Day moment. I want to do something pink red. I'm looking over here because I might dip in to the Escape Pod palette from Kaleidos while we're being shills. Yeah, because I want to use this orange. I know I just said pink, but as a big creator, it's now time for me to start lying to you. That's where it goes from here. Ooh. I really like this palette, you guys. Both of these palettes. Love orange eyeshadow so much. I think I'm gonna keep it really simple and probably just gradient this into the dark red from Club Nebula. And I'm just using the same brush because I'm a minimalist. I was gonna say gross, but no. In 2021, I'm gonna be less self-deprecating. Sometimes I get comments from people who are just like, I love how really positive you are about yourself. It helps me be positive about myself. Which is really fun for me and really validating for me because that is something that was hard for me to do. That's not a natural pattern of thinking to me at all. So I had to sort of be like, girly, you are starting to believe yourself when you make self-deprecating jokes, and you should probably stop doing that. This is something I've talked about on the channel before, but sometimes I feel like when I make self-deprecating jokes about myself, it's that little self-doubt voice that is really fast and thinks mean things about me before I can think nice things about me. I'll do something and then she'll say a mean thing about me, and then I'm like, you already said that and I didn't beat you to it, but I can sort of take the bite out of it by turning it into a joke. And so now it's not that I really believe that thing, it's that you said it and I flipped it. But even that, eventually, that sort of defense mechanism stops working because then you start to believe your jokes and then it's like you didn't even do anything. Does any of that Makes sense. Oh, by the way, that bright orange in the center of my lid is Tango from the Escape Pod palette. And then the red is Natch Red Giant from Club Nebula. I went into this with no plan, but I actually kind of like how it looks. Was my strategy for going into this makeup look my favorite song by a certain Irish musician? Because no plan. I'm in a good mood. I'm gonna bring Samus down here a little bit to sort of buff out where I put that red. This is becoming kind of a big look, but that's okay. It's Valentine's Day, and I'm full of love and affection for all the people in my life. And I had no plan. Angelica, girl, I don't know if you're watching, but you nailed the name of this palette. Club Nebula is just a cool phrase. I love space. I love space themed things. I don't know if you can, the poster that, you can't see it at all. The poster that I have up here on my wall is a map of the constellations from National Geographic. Above my bed, we have her. Hi, girly. One of my favorite parts of being a human being is having like a bunch of fingers. I get so indecisive about nail polish that if I didn't have 10 fingers, I wouldn't be able to be wearing 3 different nail polishes on my hands, but have it be a cohesive look. It's cohesive. You see, because it is pink, and then it's also like the champagne color for Valentine's Day. You know what pre-pandemic thing I'm like the most busted up about not really being able to do right now? I'm gonna go to a planetarium. Nothing as a child thrilled and frightened me more than every time we would visit my Nana in New York. We'd go to the Museum of Natural History and we'd go to a planetarium show, and I would be sitting in that seat being like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Matte orange might be my favorite color of eyeshadow to just like have around me. I don't wear it nearly as much as I should. God, it like always blows my mind when it's like, when it's good, it's good. You know what I mean? I've recently been on a nostalgic music kick, which is sort of a silly thing to say because as a millennial, I'm sort of always in a nostalgic music kick. But I was on the train home from my job and the shuffle on my Spotify sound more like you're in your mid 700s, you grandmother. My Spotify shuffle played Electric Feel by MGMT. If there was any song I could go back in time and like hear for the first time again, it'd be Electric fucking Feel. I divide my life into 2 periods. B, H, E, F, B, M, G, M, T, F, T, F, T, and A. H, E, F, B, M, G, M, T, F, T, F, T. Before hearing Electric Feel by MGMT for the first time, and after hearing Electric Feel by MGMT for the first time. Why is that song so good? That and Time to Pretend. Girl, the first time I listened to Time to Pretend, I was like a sophomore in high school. Granted, Oracular Spectacular came out fully in 2007, but I wasn't cool enough to be listening to MGMT then. I was in the throes of a violent, visceral Jonas Brothers phase at that time, and nothing could deviate me from my goal, which was hearing all of the possible different singing grunts that Joe Jonas could physically make. And I succeeded in that goal. And when I did, it was time to move on to better music like MGMT. I think 2010 was the perfect year to hear to hear Electric Feel for the first time. So I've been on that sort of nostalgic music kick, and then I've also gone a little bit older to the earlier 2000s because a bunch of amazing, wonderful people have made a series of Spotify playlists that are all the music from the Radio Disney Jams CDs, which my younger subscribers, of which there are an increasing number of them, hi guys, how's Zoom High School going? I'm so sorry for all that has been taken from you. But like, when I was growing up, I used to bump Radio Disney Jams volumes 3 and 5 on the daily. I don't know why those were the only 2 that I had, but they were the only 2 that I needed. Hey, Juliet. Stop. 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 Oh my God, it's like the eyeshadow is frowning. This eyeshadow is literally a tube bruteing me. I'm sorry, Carnival. Oh, siento muito. I'm gonna do some shimmery accents. So I'm just painting on some NYX glitter glue right now. which is a misnomer. It's not called glitter glue, that's Too Faced. This is just the glitter primer, but who cares? Speaking of the nostalgic music thing, I remember why I brought this up. I discovered, or I guess rediscovered, a song by Miley Cyrus that I don't actually think I've heard since the year 2009. The song is called Let's Dance, and it was on the Hannah Montana 2 Meet Miley Cyrus double album that came out in like 2007. It's so catchy. If you're at all nostalgic for the mid-2000s, go listen to that song right now. It's gonna feel like getting your straw and your Capri Sun perfect on the first try. Oh, I put down primer. I really should have picked this before. I'm torn between Celestial and Nebula, so let's swatch both of them. This is Celestial, and this is Nebula. Oh, we're doing Nebula. I want something a little bit darker and more like visibly pink. You know what I just got stuck in my head apropos of completely nothing? Thrift Shop by Macklemore. Right? Like, why? As you guys may or may not know, I did a cappella in college because of course I did. And we had Thrift Shop by Macklemore as part of our rotation because when you are doing a cappella in the year 2013, you have to. And my big part of the song was to step out of formation and say, damn, that's a cold ass honky. I loved being an acapella. I did lose out on a couple solos. I lost out on the solo of No Scrubs. I'm not mad about it. It was also several years ago, so why would I still be mad about something that happened several years ago? The other solo I lost out was Blow by Beyonce, which I think I just need another 5 or 6 years and then I'll be able to start processing the emotional trauma of that loss. For me, we all do things at our own pace. I like to pretend that the reason I lost out on that solo is because I was so good and they thought it would be intimidating to the other groups. That's what happened. Do I know that I don't have a biological need to have sung "Can You Eat My Skittles? It's the Sweetest in the Middle," yeah, to a room full of my collegiate peers in 2014? Yes, I'm like aware of the fact that I will continue to exist and thrive with that experience having not happened for me. I'm not gonna act like I wasn't wounded. Another thing that wounded me greatly about being in college a cappella, when I was a senior, we were workshopping doing an arrangement of Bitch Better Have My Money by Rihanna, and I fucking graduated before we got a chance to actually do it. I'm like so violently tempted to put on eyeliner. One of my favorite parts about being a Pisces is that I have infected my roommate with all of my Piscean brain poison. She's much more like emotional now, I feel, than she was when we were like first moving in together. And that's 100% my fault. Through emotional instability osmosis, I've made her just as annoying to be around as I have been for my whole life. And that's the real Pisces agenda. I'm not really a huge astrology person, but I do like to blame all of my annoying habits on it. I recently took the Enneagram test for the first time and I got somewhere right between 4 and 2, a little bit closer to 4. So go hog wild with that if you need to. I know chatty get ready with me is just to mean a video where you're talking about nothing while putting on your makeup, but the name has always been really funny to me because it implies the existence of a non-chatty get ready with me, which is just like a standoffish get ready with me. What would a standoffish get ready with me be like? Let's live in that universe for a second while I put on my mascara. Hi. Can I have like a little bit of space, please? What? It helps coat the lash. Okay, lash is done, and I also did a little bit of an extra bit. I wasn't super satisfied with the shape equivalency of the outer rim on both sides, so I took an Urban Decay 24/7 Glide on eye pencil. This one is the shade Amber, and I just sort of like did a little bit of an extra parenthesis outside. And I really like how that looks. It's like a little bit of a stripe, but it like mimics sort of the tones in the orange and peach a little bit. So it like doesn't look such like a jarring pink. I'm gonna use my Fenty cream blush in the shade Daquiri Dip, this beautiful little angel baby. We're going real bright, we're going real orange. I love these blushes. They're just so easy. I can use a brush with these, but I don't really feel like it. Cute. Oh God, thank you, Rihanna. It's time for highlighter, the most important meal of the day. This is the Glossier Play Niteshine in Platinum Rose. But I also don't want to use like a pink highlighter. A lot of my highlighters are pink. And I don't want to use a pink one because the eyes are such a thing right now. And I don't want to distract from them, so I want to go very natural with the highlight. I naturally produce sweat like this. I don't know if you knew that about me. It's why prior to the pandemic I didn't go to the gym very often. It's because I look so beautiful when I sweat from exercise. I didn't want to make the other patrons insecure. Oh, this is looking right today. I have to say, I like this Glossier Play Night Shine, but sometimes it disagrees with me. Girl, I look like a juicy little peach. Aww. Okay. Oh God, sorry. Well, we can sit in this for a second. Okay, all right. Full of yourself, you little self-aggrandizing little scamp. Look at you. Sit, hey, you got a valentine or what? I think I'm gonna give you a little bit of customization. I'm going to build my own lip look with some accompaniment from my Salt New York Cream Tint Pros. These were PR as well, and I think they're gorgeous. I'm gonna take the Cream Tint Pro in Rose, which looks like this. Maybe if I dip the lens in it, you'll see it better. This one's really subtle looking. It shows up a lot more on the cheeks than it does on the lips, which is good because I think it'd be too light as a lip color for me. I think it's lightening it up a little bit. Don't worry, we're not done yet. I'm going to go into one of the shimmery ones. And I think the one that I tend to use for this is the shade Gold. This one right here. I would say that's more of a bronze, but you know, who cares? I didn't go to art school. I'm not necessarily trying to concentrate it in the center, but you know. I'm gonna use the Makeup Revolution Pout Balm Maxi Plump Gloss, which is exactly like the regular Makeup Revolution Pout Balm, but taller and a little spicier, I guess. This is how the lip look turned out, by the way. Just like a little bit of a soft peachy, very neutral. Ma'am, how does it feel to be the only dog that I like? Weirdly, I kind of liked the curlers better. Well, okay. I went in kind of wanting to do a cute little Valentine's Day thing, and I came away looking like a tangerine in various states of rotting, but I'm actually very fine with that. I'm actually a huge fan of how I look right now. Thank you for 100,000 subscribers. I have a lot of trouble being sincere on the internet. I grew up laughing at people who took things too seriously, and now sometimes as an adult, I have to take things seriously and I laugh at myself. It's a very annoying cycle. But like genuinely, this does mean so much to me. Goddamn, okay. Wow, look at us. Who would have thought, right? Not me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, but before you leave, I'm gonna need you to do a quick favor for me. If you could go ahead and have an amazing day for me, that would be lovely. Because it's Valentine's. There was no need for that hostility, right? And if you would like to interact with me betwixt uploads, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok at nyqvist. I also have a second channel called Extra nyqvist that is supposed to be linked in the description, but I'm very bad at making sure my social media links are up to date. So if it's not, it's called Extra nyqvist. I put music on there sometimes. You don't have to look. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to use code nyqvist for 10% off at checkout at your local pride and self-confidence store, and I think we all need to pay a visit there. Bye. This neckline and fan is giving me very much Bridgerton season 2. Shandi Rhymes. Hi. Let me give you Bridgerton right now. What?